morning, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of The Shred, summer shredding, whatever you want to call it. Today's the 29th of July. It is currently probably about 7:30, 7:40. And I'm just finishing up 35 minutes on the run. I know, I said last week, my goal was going to be 45 to 60 minutes. Well, at around 30, I started fighting a battle. And 35, I waved the white flag because I didn't want to lose the war. So, I'm walking home last few minutes. Probably take me about 10 minutes to walk home, but I'm not recording this, so I stopped my run at 35. And when I get home, I'll talk about the run itself. And then today we're going to talk about food and what I'm eating during this prep, or at least what I'm eating at the start of this 16-week block. So let me get home and I'll see you in a bit. All right, so first thing I do in the morning, every morning, especially after a run, I take my water bottle, I come in here, I take 1 scoop of electrolytes. Now this isn't flavored, this is just salt, potassium, magnesium, blended into a nice little powder. This is about 1/8 of a teaspoon. Just dump it straight in my water bottle. And I'll shake it up, and I'll fill this up to about 20 ounces. Then what I do, when I drink that, I come in here and I take 2 oral peptides for lean. Now, what these peptides do is they're natural. They're bioactive is what they're marketed as. And what they do is it's similar to a GLP-1 minus the injection. Now, if you take the injection, I'm not going to talk shit about you. I know plenty of people who do. They microdose it. They've been taking it for a while. If it helps you lose weight, it helps you lose weight. Me, I'm not taking that. I'm taking these 2 capsules with natural ingredients. They don't taste the best, but you wash it down pretty quick. In about 30 minutes, I'll have my first pre-meal meal, which really isn't a meal. It's like I like to break my breakfast off into 2 different sections. The first one, I'll have a protein bar, just to kind of, while I'm waking up, getting in my morning meetings, just some protein, some carbs, whatever. It's not the highest grade protein ever, but it's not the worst. And then after about an hour after that, when I know my body's calm and I'm not going to be super hungry, I'll come downstairs and I'll have breakfast. So let me fill up my water bottle. You know what? For protein bar, I'll just show you this now. For protein bar, Power Crunch bars, Red Velvet is the best flavor. I don't care what Christian Guzman says. Red Velvet is the GOAT flavor of the Power Crunch bars. Now, as far as macros go, these have about 215 calories, 13 fat, 13 carb, 12 protein. So it's fairly balanced, right? I would have liked a protein bar with less fat, more protein, but like I said, this isn't the staple of my diet. This is just my pre-breakfast nutrition. So if you've been following the channel for a while, you know this is one of the OG breakfasts I've made for years and years and years, dating back to my initial Ironman Chasing Kona series. We are with 3 servings of egg whites, 2 whole eggs, 1 serving of turkey meat, which is about 2 ounces, 40 grams of oats in water, topped off with a little bit of hot sauce, no cheese, no extra fat, high protein, give me a little bit of carbs, a little bit of fats from the eggs. Great. I'm gonna wash it down with some water, and that's breakfast. Now it's 10:20 in the morning, which means the 9 o'clock meeting went all the way till 10 o'clock, and I'm just now getting ready for breakfast. Now, as far as how I'm eating, again, I probably said last week in the video, my focus nutritionally is around 2,300 total calories a day. Am I going to go over it some days? Sure. Am I going to go under it some days? Sure. I'm not taking into account in any of the trackers that I use calories and then adding my calories burned to make the illusion that I have more calories available. I'm literally focusing on, I eat the same things most days, so I'm focusing on high protein, lower carb. So as long as my meal has at least 40 grams of protein in it every day, I'm okay with that. Okay, we're trying to keep the carbs to a minimum, good, and we're trying to keep the carbs simple. So oatmeal, right, with the protein bar and the banana. Banana was pre-run fuel. Protein bar was just give me some protein post-run. This is my first actual meal. When we get to lunch, it's mostly protein, some vegetables, a little bit of carb. Dinner, hopefully, will be the same way. Mostly protein, a little bit of carb, a little bit of fats throughout. We'll have snacks that are protein. We'll have snacks that are just carbs, and that's fine. But so far, like I said, the goal is higher protein, trying to get at least 170 to 200 something grams of protein per day, trying to keep the carbs to a minimum. And this, I will total it up and put it here for the macros of this meal. I'm just going to do this meal, but this one is pretty high protein. So that's breakfast. Let me go eat, and then, let me go eat. All right, it's 11 o'clock, and I'm starting to drag a little bit. Something about running in the morning. This is probably why I don't love it. Running in the morning always hits me by like noon, and I'm full of energy the first part of the day, but I sit in a computer chair all morning. So if I don't have a meeting or I don't have anything to like really, really keep me going, I just start to feel the run. So I went downstairs and made me a coffee. I use the Nespresso machine because I'm not cool enough for actual coffee. I don't like burnt water. But I double brew the espresso machine with a tablespoon of brown sugar to kind of recreate the brown sugar shake in espresso. Ice. I use about 4 ounces of Fairlife chocolate milk. So it's about, it's extra protein, a little bit of carbs, a little bit of fats, again, from the milk. I'm not gonna worry about how much this is because it's one thing. Plus, I ran this morning, so I'm ahead of schedule. I just don't care about how far ahead of schedule I am as far as nutrition. But this is gonna hold me over for at least another hour until lunchtime, and then I will show you what I'm eating for lunch. All right, it's 12:15. We're down here for lunch. Here's lunch. I've got 7 ounces of air-fried chicken. I don't know what my wife did. She cooked it it was supposed to be on the black top. We don't have a black top. So she baked it a little bit or whatever, cooked on the stove, and then it wasn't cooking fast enough because she didn't cut the breast thin enough. So she threw it in the air fryer, and that was that. But it's not fried chicken, but it's 7 ounces of chicken. And then on the side, I got this little pasta salad thing with tortellini, cauliflower, broccoli, like mixed vegetables with carrots and stuff like that. That is lunch. So I'm not even going to add up the number of calories in total here, but you see I've got 7 ounces of chicken, which is probably about 30 or 40 grams of protein right there. Vegetables and a little bit of pasta, so I've got some carbs, some vegetables. Not too bad. Let me clean up my mess because I literally made a mess dumping the pasta onto, look at that. I made a mess dumping the pasta salad onto the plate. So I'm going to clean that up, eat, and then my afternoon snack will probably won't have one, and if I do, it'll be a protein shake, which, again, high protein, very little carb, and then we're going to go to the gym. All right, it is 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm going to have a protein shake and probably go to the gym a little bit later, probably closer to 6. But we're going to measure out and blend. Here's the scale. If you don't use the scale, you are totally missing so much. But we're going to make a protein shake, and this is kind of where I've had to learn to like additional ingredients, and I don't love that. So start 8 ounces of almond milk. All right, I use almond milk for calories. It saves a bunch of calories. It is what it is. You can use regular milk. You can use high protein milk, Fairlife. It's all good. Put that back to grams, reset that. All right, protein powder. Now again, this is BPN protein in a Shakeology tub. I haven't used Shakeology in quite some time, but the BPN doesn't fit in the cabinet. So just 1 scoop, about 40 grams of protein. Oh, look at that, exactly 40 grams. This is the part that I don't love, right? I don't like yogurt. Greek yogurt, it says 1 cup or 3/4 of a cup, 170 grams is 1 serving. I'll use about 90 to 100 grams. We'll mix this up because you know that water nastiness gets on top. And we'll just kind of stir this all back together. Get about 90 grams, halfway there. Yeah, there we go, 90, a little 99. There. So, I gotta rinse this spoon off. All right, then we're gonna add 1 serving of peanut butter. Now we'll probably, about 33 grams of peanut butter. Let's see, this, probably half a serving. Let's tear this just so. We'll go a little more. All right, so that's probably about 34 grams of peanut butter. No, 19, sweet. We'll go a little bit more. 29, sweet. Totally messed up on this one. 35, close enough. We'll just add some ice, blend it up. I'll be right back. And just like that, protein shake. Now, if you roughly go over the protein count with this one, you figure you got 25 grams of protein in the protein powder. You've got 1 gram in the almond milk, so that's 15 grams. This is 2/3 of a serving, so probably 10 grams of protein from the Greek yogurt. So it's like 35, 36. And then you get 7 grams per serving on this. So you're about 40, protein shake with 40 grams of protein, 40-ish grams of protein. Not too bad. I'm going to drink this, finish up my day at work, and then get ready to go to the gym. Like I said, I probably won't go until like 6 or so. Seem to be a little bit less crowded, but not really. It's still busy. But again, it might be one of those days where you don't see anything in the actual gym until a weekend recording session, or if I travel to Nashville, which is coming up soon. So those gyms are usually pretty empty, especially on a weekend. So we'll see. I'll bring this set up and see if I can get any footage. But for now, this is how I've been eating. Welcome back. It is 5:10. I'm headed to the gym. My wife's in a bad mood because she can't get something to work on her iPad, so I figured let's just get out of the house and go lift. She's got my tripod for my phone. Unfortunately, I'm thinking the gym's gonna be busy because the 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock crowd's always busy, so I may not get any video in there yet, but there's plenty of weeks to go, so just be patient. You will see what I'm doing, but worst case scenario, you see my results, which is proof that I'm actually doing the work. So let me get to the gym. I do have pre-workout in here, Ghost, 350 milligrams of caffeine, because it's 5 o'clock in the afternoon and I need a little pickup before I go lift. So I know people are going to tell me you shouldn't need pre-workout. I don't give a shit, okay? I want the caffeine. I want the beta-alanine. I want to feel like I'm gonna itch my face off. That's how I roll. I like that. I don't care if I don't need it. I want it. See you later. All right, workout is done. Freaking, you know the gym was busy when it takes you an hour and 10 minutes to do a 45-minute workout. So, anyway, got it done. Here's my post-workout picture, so you can see I'm actually in the gym with a little bit of a bicep pump, back and biceps. But I swear, man, that's the biggest benefit of working out at home, is that it takes a lot quicker because you don't have to worry about people stealing your benches or people stealing the wrong weights or equipment being hogged up. You literally just got your own shit right there. So, all right, I'm gonna go home. I like that little lens flare thing from the light. I'm gonna go home, eat dinner, shower, and wrap up this video. You know, basically a full day of eating essentially, without giving everybody my actual macros, because what I'm eating, you're not gonna eat some of you might eat more, some of you might eat less. It's really kind of irrelevant what somebody's full day of eating is, unless you're just trying to get ideas and trying to see where their what kind of estimates they're giving themselves. So we are only in week 2 of 16, so we have a long way to go. So we're gonna keep riding what we're doing now until it stops working, and then we'll keep going. So I'll see you at the house. It's already after 7:03 right now, so see you in a minute. All right, so dinner. Hey, Ken.
Right, so
Dinner is. There's Connie and Ken.
Dinner is.
It is
Whoa.
Shut the fuck up. It's some kind of ground beef with peppers and onions.
Bowl.
Okay, it's a cheesesteak bowl with potatoes and cheese and a Caesar salad. You just took my salad.
Oh, I didn't know you didn't. This is my salad. That's my salad.
My wife be stealing my food.
That is your salad. This is my salad.
I know.
Get your own salad. That is yours.
This woman. Right? Full turn. There it is. All right, that's dinner. I'm going to eat this and wrap up. I'm starving. All right, so let's wrap this video up. So first, let's talk about last week. This time last week, on day 2 or 3 of last week, every workout wasn't painful, but I was sweating so much. Like, I was retaining so much water going into the beginning of the week that the first 3 or 4 days was just a sweat fest. I'm not there anymore. Okay, week 1 went well. I wasn't nearly as sore as I expected to be, probably because I had done some lifting going into the week. The soreness was a little bit, but not like it used to be if I hadn't done any kind of workout. So that was great. The runs are the runs. I mean, I'm not really worried about the running aspect of things right now because I'm not training for anything. It's just if I get out there, I get out there. If I get the distance, if I get the time, I get the time. I'm not even worried about if I walk. I have no guilt on walking either. And then, so that was last week. Everything went well. Didn't skip a workout, whatever. This week so far, I haven't skipped a workout. I'm only on day 2 this week, but I feel really good. You know, the weight is kind of balanced out. Like, I'm not retaining water weight. I'm not dropping water weight. Slowly going in the right direction. Nutrition has to be where it's at. I mean, I know I'm going to have slight fluctuations over the days. So that, like, yesterday morning, I weighed in at 0.6 pounds lighter than I am today. You know, but again, yesterday was leg day, so inflammation might have played a part into it. So we're going to keep on going until we stop losing, and then we're going to worry about, okay, now let's get a little bit more strict with the calories and with what I'm eating. Rest of the week, today was back day. It means tomorrow's cardio, Thursday's shoulders, Friday's a rest day, Saturday is chest, Sunday is legs. Now, this is the worst week of the program because I have leg day twice. And I don't love this leg day. It's one of the toughest leg day workouts I've ever done. It just destroys me. So the fact that I have it twice in 1 week sucks. But yeah, so next week, I did change the program a little bit. I extended the first phase by 2 more weeks because I want shoulder day twice in 1 week. So I had to extend it 2 weeks to get cardio day twice next week. So next week's back twice, following week is cardio twice, and then the week after that will be shoulders twice. Then I went 5 weeks or 6 weeks with the next phase, and then I reduced the final phase by 2 weeks to account for the 2 weeks I extended this one. So I was still getting 16 weeks in, but I just extended phase 1 and shortened phase 2 a little bit. So no big deal. I don't even think I changed phase 2. I don't remember what I did. Either way, it's still 16 weeks. So I'm not crying at all. But anyway, that is where we're at right now after 2 weeks. I'm going to wrap this up, or a week and 2 days. I'm going to wrap this up. Rest of the week will be just pushing. Next week, I'll probably try to record before I leave for Nashville, because I do have a trip to Nashville towards the back half of the week. So I'll try to record before I go. I might not do that. I might record in Nashville. Not really sure how I'm going to play next weekend, though. But hopefully by Sunday we have a new low weigh-in. Hopefully the next couple of days we have a new low weigh-in. And yeah, if you're following me on Instagram, I'll post. If I get a new low weigh-in, I'll post it on Instagram. If not, well, we'll hope maybe it'll be in the next video. Who knows? Anyway, I'm out. I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment, things that you good, bad, whatever. I'll see you next one.